Right, what's the next one? It is the Bundy Bunch.
Do you want me to jump on in?
Yeah, go for it.
So, yeah, as Ned's just said there, it's, the second submission we've got is the Bundy Bunch and their self-titled EP. This was released on the 25th of August, earlier on this year, on In Black Records. It contains 5 songs, it's probably 12 minutes and 50 seconds long, so, blink and you'll miss it. It's over in jig time. The band themselves are self-described as the fastest band in the West. They're a 3-piece lo-fi indie outfit from Kopervik in Norway. I'm sure I have probably butchered that.
It's not Bergen they're from.
I'm pretty sure well, I don't know.
Well, they're from Norway anyway.
They're from Norway.
They are from Norway.
The first song on the album, Postman, immediately struck me as sounding like it could have been a kind of twisted B-side from the Beatles off something like Revolver or the White Album. I mean, I've written here in my notes here that the vocalist seems to be channeling some proper McCartney vibes. However, it's a bit of a kind of Frankenstein's monster of a song. It feels in part a bit of a kind of lo-fi, sludgy, almost slacker number, and in other parts you get this sense of urgency and a real sort of frenzied desperation, which is kind of coupled with these kind of swirling, shouted gang vocals towards the kind of end part of the song, which kind of leaves you with the impression you might ever so slightly be losing your mind. And I thought it was quite interesting because, like, I was writing these notes and kind of, when I write my notes or when I'm recording, poor Kerry's normally like sent away upstairs. So I went up to make sure she was all right and that, and hadn't completely abandoned her. And I was kind of speaking to Kerry about it, and she was like, "Oh, who are you listening to just now?" I was like, "Oh, I'm listening to a band called the Bundy Bunch," and she's like, "Are they serial killers?" Like, obviously Ted Bundy, and I was like, I wonder, like, if that is like, if there's maybe something in that, like if this is maybe in some way deliberate, because like I'd said to her, like, this song feels like a Beatles song, and she's like, sure. Is there not some sort of connection between, Helter Skelter and Charles Manson? I'm like, maybe, like, because I'm probably reading a bit too much into it, but certainly I don't think the lead vocalist, sings in that same sort of way again over the course of the EP.
No, I don't think he does. It is.
You see where I'm coming from, though? Like,
and I wouldn't be that surprised if the Bundy Bunch didn't have something to do with, Ted Bundy, just because of the kind of sense of humour that is on this EP. I don't know if it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I mean, the lyrics are something like, "Hey, Mr. Postman, what you doing? Want to hang around with me? Last time around, one more for the road." And it's like something about getting a package delivered, and I don't know what's in that package, but yeah, it's an interesting song.
Someone's head.
Could be. I mean, I've described this as like an irresistibly catchy surf punk banger, but it's also like psych rock. It's got like warbling kind of fuzzy garage rock guitars. It's got like a weird kind of sort of whooping sing along part that you can sort of go do, like
it's those bits, those kind of swirling, shouty gang vocals that just it makes you feel as if you're in some sort of delirium.
Yeah, like it's an incredibly good song. Like,
it's great. Like,
it is a great song. I've written here, if you by the end of the song, if you're not banging your head to the psychedelic car talk, it would help. If you're not banging your head to the psychedelic guitars by the end of the song and singing along, then you clearly hate fun.
Fact.
But and then the next track is completely different. It's more like a sort of almost an indie rock kind of sing along. It's still got that kind of garage punk, lo-fi production,
but it's got it feels brighter in a way, I felt.
Yeah, and it still kind of like stomps along and drives along, but it's interspersed with these kind of slower bits that I've described as like sort of high school dance moments. Like a slow dance kind of moment.
Yeah, like
almost.
A waltz type thing.
There's quite a cool guitar solo in there. There's some other memorable lyrics. My last hangover hasn't ended yet, and I feel no shame asking strangers, can I bum a cigarette?
I've written that down as well, and it's something that I can relate to all too well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it reminded me kind of a little bit of sort of like mid-noughties indie bands. I've said something like the Rakes, and then I went back and listened to the Rakes, and I was like, it doesn't really sound like the Rakes, but that's what it reminded you of. That's what it reminded me of. Because I thought it was like, oh, this is a bit like something like 22 Grand Job or something like that, and it's like it's nothing like that. But
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but POS, Piece of Shit, which is the fourth track on the EP.
Yeah.
Dead remind me of kind of bands like that. Like probably the album as a whole actually kind of immediately reminded me of some of the songs from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, from the likes of like Plumtree, Black Lips, and Scott Pilgrim's fictional band Sex and Bob-omb themselves. So yeah, that was really appreciated. Going back one, the kind of Belushi Speedball, which is, I think it's a song about John Belushi.
Well, I think so.
It is, yeah. Had a really cool kind of noodly kind of lead guitar in this song. The chorus, really infectious. Can't help but sing along to. There's a really cool jangly kind of twangy guitar laden outro kind of bridge before the final chorus at around the kind of 1 minute 50 mark, which was an absolute delight to listen to. So yeah, there's a lot to like in this.
I absolutely love Belushi Speedball. I just love that. Like
John Belushi.
Yeah, the chorus so good. Like, yeah. And all the sort of references to the Blues Brothers. Like he's talking about riding like on a mission from God, riding around in a cop car. The lighter doesn't work, and yeah, it's a really cool song. And like you say, there's some sort of intricate guitar licks and stuff in there as well. And then we've talked a wee bit about POS, which another good vocal line. I'm all about the lyrics today, where they just shouts, I really want to live like this. I want to be a piece of shit, which is an anthem. And then the last track, Flower Boy, feels kind of like just a culmination of all those previous tracks. It's driving guitars, catchy vocal melodies, drilling, kicking drums. It's just an absolute banger.
Yeah. No, I really, really like this EP. I've kind of written here how it feels as if like all of the songs feel as if they almost can like shamble along in this kind of frenzied and uncertain cohesion, and they almost feel as if they could crumble and collapse at any moment and just kind of don't. And I think it would be great to see what a full album of this stuff might look like. So for me, I mean, I give it a strong 8, possible 9.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on a 9, like even pushing a 10. I think it's like, I think it's really, really. I mean, I know it's only a 5-track EP, but it's like I find it really difficult I find it really, really difficult to find any flaws in it for me. It just kind of, it's just this kind of raucous, lo-fi, catchy EP. All the songs that are great. There's not a lot. There's nothing on it that I don't like, which is quite rare. So fuck it, I'll just give it a 10 out of 10.
Give it a 10. Put it in. We need that golden button, man.
I need like a lever.
Balloons. Yeah.
Or something. So yeah. And shout out to In Black Records again, because that's another album they've sent us. I feel like they've sent us all of these albums, but they're just like a sort of indie Glasgow based record label, so sending us shit from Norway and Germany.
Pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the self-titled EP from the Bundy Bunch. It's going in.
It's going in.
It's not finished. It's finished.